my best friend, the one who actually went to Germany and found the Nuda for me, has been at it for such a long time. RJ, teach me how to ride. RJ, I want to do these tours with you. RJ, do this. And usually I would jump in on the idea and I will help people out, especially my best friend. But to him, it's not really for him. And I told him that many times. He's a very good driver, don't get me wrong, but he's a distracted one. And I can't be responsible for him getting hurt on a bike. So my excuse was always, listen, you're such a big guy. I mean, he is. He's 6'3", 4 something. He's got such broad shoulders that he has to go through a door sideways. And I said, there isn't a single bike out there that I can recommend for you that you can learn on. And that was my excuse, even though it's not correct, but that's the excuse I always used. So lately he's been sending me these pictures of fully modded Harleys and Diavels and Diavel, whatever you want to call it, and all these big bikes. And I'm telling him, mate, you can't ride these. You have to learn and get your license on a 125, and then you do your big bike test, and then you can actually get these bikes. So the other time we were having dinner and he kept at it, and I said, listen, the only bike that I know that can actually suit you is the Varadero XL 125, and Honda don't make them anymore, so don't waste your breath. And I left it at that. A week later he calls me, I think it was a Saturday, yeah, it was a Saturday, and he says, I want you to come with me to an area about 30 miles outside London, near Guildford it was. I said, what for? He said, we want to pick something up. I said, sure. And he said, bring your helmet. And then alarm bells rang. And I said, what did you do? He said, well, I got a Varadero, as you said. So we went outside London and he bought this bike, the Varadero 125, and he wants to learn on this. Well, it's been about a month and we haven't had a single lesson yet. He did his CBT on a, actually, he goes and he does his CBT on a geared bike, and he never rode one, and he failed. So he calls me and he says, he failed me. I said, you are the only person that I know who actually failed this CBT. Why did you do it on a geared bike? So last Saturday, 2 days ago, he sends me an email with his pass certificate. So he did his CBT on a scooter. I said, on a twist and go, mate? He said, yeah, I mean, you wanted me to get a CBT and insure this bike so I can ride it, and I did it. It's funny, man, I tell you. Anyway, so I've had this Varadero sitting in my garage for about a month now, and I tell you something. Look at it. Would you think that this is a 125? Nobody would. It's huge, but it is so smooth. This is the one thing that actually I noticed. Everything about it is so smooth. The engine, it's a V-twin, by the way. I mean, how did they do a V-twin 125 cc's? I bet the piston is as big as a scorpion's vagina. Sorry, guys. And everything about it is very smooth. The controls are smooth, the handling is smooth, the engine is butterly smooth, the gearbox is smooth. Why did Honda stop making these bikes? I mean, they have a cult following, that's what I know. I never ridden one before, and I just said it off the cuff like that, go get a Varadero. But it is a lovely bike. Now, as I said, if you look at it, you would think it's a 600cc or even a 900, not a 125. So it's really suitable for big guys who want to learn. This is my advice, but that is if you can find one. I think this is it is a 2012. I think it is the last of the Varaderos made. And it had panniers on it, Jivy ones, and it had all the accessories, the bigger screen, I think. I don't know if that is an accessory, but the poor guy he bought it from, when we went there, such a lovely young guy, and apparently because he has a young family now, his wife doesn't want him to ride anymore. So as we collected the bike, his wife comes out and she has his helmet, his gloves, his boots, an extra visor for the helmet, and she gives it to us. I said, what for? She said, so I can make sure he won't ride again. I mean, come on. How many miles has it done? 10,900 miles, and believe you me, it feels like brand new, even though it lived outside all its life, hardly covered. Oh, not bad. Let's listen to her. Well, not listen. Look how smooth that engine sounds, man. Nice front, I like it. And the dials are nicely laid out. Perhaps Honda killed it because it was just over-engineered. They didn't make any money on it, I don't know. But maybe they should bring something back like this. There is a market for it, even for non-beginners. I mean, if I wanted, or somebody wanted a bike to commute in town and feel safe on, and big, and you can see above cars and so on, this is it. My only gripe with it is, well, I mean, to me that is lack of power. You twist that throttle and wait for something to happen, but there is nothing. Well, I think the MSX is actually quicker. Obviously it would be because all that weight this one is carrying. But it does cruise and cruise nicely. When I was bringing it back, I was cruising at 70, no problem. So, the Honda Varadero Extra Large 125. Lovely bike, good for big people, good for beginners. Wow. I think that's second or third best ever. Let's do the slow your roll now. Very, very good.